Hey there people, Tricky Acid here, and the Far Cry 6 gameplay trailer dropped not too long ago, and I thought I would highlight a few aspects of what is to come in the next Far Cry game. But before we get started, if you're new around these woods, why not subscribe to stay tuned for future gaming content. With that said, let's jump right in.
Can you whistle?
What?
Nah, you can't whistle.
After watching the gameplay trailer as well as more in-depth videos thanks to Jack Frags and GameSpot, I decided to list everything mentioned and outline it all for you. So first of all, let's talk about the setting. Far Cry is going back to more of a tropical setting as you're based in the nation of Yara, and besides swamps, jungles and exploring the coast, this is the first time in the series Ubisoft have also included a full-on urban environment with the introduction of the capital city, which will introduce verticality to the gameplay and walking through the streets and seeing what corruption has been boiling down throughout this world. And it's a nice new mix of the gameplay and environment, and honestly I am all for it. And it's all under the rule of the leader of Yara, the malevolent Anton Castillo, that's played by Giancarlo Esposito. For all you Breaking Bad or Mandalorian fans, I'm sure you'll be familiar with him. Anton has been in power for the last 50 years, and due to his dictatorship and ruthless antics, it's led to a violent revolution and resulted in the island of Yara being cut off from the rest of the world. And you can see the cutscenes are gorgeously played out to portray his vindictive persona.
A dog refuses to break, then we must put them down.
This spark of revolution has led to guerrilla warfare, to sabotage and put an end to his regime. People are after their freedom, and this is where you come in to, well, save the day, because, well, you're the protagonist. You play as Danny Rojas, and you can choose to play as either male or female. You're an ex-military dropout, so you know how to handle yourself. Danny has formed an alliance with the guerrilla fighters that is led by Carla Garcia, and you'll be working alongside her. Your character is fully voiced, which I completely appreciate. Also, I love that Ubisoft have decided to go for third-person cutscenes, another first for the series, and in my opinion, it helps you feel more attached to the protagonist, and it pleases me that Far Cry 6 has adopted this, and it makes me feel that Danny Rojas is probably Ubisoft's most well-developed protagonist to date. I've never felt much for any previous protagonists in Far Cry games, and I think that was one of the biggest flaws of the series. But just judging by the trailer and the footage I've seen, I can tell Ubisoft have dedicated a lot more time and effort into this character, and the third-person cutscenes alone help bring Danny to life.
Yeah. Okay. Your name is Paz. You're Paz. You're not Bicho. You're not a bug. You're Paz. And I need you here with us, man.
But now let's switch it up to weaponry and gear. Your right-hand man, Juan Cortez, supplies you with some neat gadgets. In total, there are 49 weapons in the game, the biggest list of weaponry for any Far Cry game, from assault rifles, snipers, shotguns, pistols, explosive arrows, you name it. You'll be able to choose from a mix of modern era and older generation weapons. All because, saying as Yara has been locked away from the world, it makes sense the people of Yara have had to make do with what they have. And in doing so, it has led to some interesting projects, with weapons being crafted from various materials, such as from a CD player, or a minigun powered by a motorcycle engine, and more. And this also includes weapon modifications such as silencers or scopes. However, with you being one guerrilla fighter against an army of thousands, you also have a trump card, and this is where the Supremo backpacks come in, where you can launch a mini airstrike straight from your backpack to destroy tanks or other military oppositions. And there are other combinations like taking mid-air flight to set fire to your surroundings. I mean, what's next, an Iron Man suit? But whatever, I just want that airstrike backpack, so if you need to go loud, you'll know what to do. Stealth is always a big option though, and I'm quite the fan of choosing the low profile approach. You'll be able to do stealth takedowns, use throwing knives, EMP grenades to switch off cameras, and other tactics to try and remain a ghost. But also, there are underground paths that were created from previous revolutions, and these can help you get around the world, especially in more security tightened areas. The capital city, for one, is under martial law, and Far Cry 6 allows you to holster your weapons so that way you don't raise any suspicion, and then you'll be able to interact in the world without getting yourself into any trouble. You'll also be able to come across hidden paths or hidden treasures such as new gear on your travels. But speaking of traveling, let's talk vehicles. So in Far Cry 6, you'll be able to travel by land, water or air, just like in previous games in the series. However, this time around, you get your own ride, which is fully customizable, and you can customize it from both inside and out, and attach a range of crazy gadgets, and you can get your vehicle delivered to you as well, which is very convenient. You'll also be able to release your inner Red Dead by jumping on your horse and drinking it all in a steady pace. Well, what about air travel? Well, Far Cry 6 is going to try and keep you grounded till you're later on in the game, but by all means, go ahead and fly. But our lovely friend Anton has flat cannons scattered around to shoot you down. So it's better to take these out over time to make it easier for you to fly. I like this because you won't end up bouncing between objectives too early, and it encourages exploration. A couple more things I'd like to address though. Clothing is now fully linked to perks. What you wear actually makes a difference. Some clothes will increase stats for stealth, for example. Some eyewear will aid in greater accuracy with weapons to providing better headshot damage, greater armor stats, and so on. So what you wear will have some impact on your character. So wearing certain clothing items finally has a sense of purpose, and I just hope Ubisoft have implemented this well. And finally, let's talk about your partners in crime, or I should say, amigos for hire. You'll be able to have your own pet doggo named Chorizo, or a crocodile named Guapo. So you can set him on enemies and he'll work great in locations by water or swamps, and I think it will create some hilarious gameplay moments. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed my overview of Far Cry 6. The game is set for release October 7th, 2021 on PC, PlayStation and Xbox. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like as it really helps me out. Also, you can check me out on my social feeds and my gaming podcast named Acid Spill, which is available on Spotify. All the links are in the description box, and I will catch you all next time.